Defining True Greatness, a biblical and educational perspective based on the book Education by Ellen G. White. Throughout history, the concept of greatness has been defined in many different ways. In most cultures, greatness is associated with power, influence, wealth, or public recognition. People are often celebrated for what they achieve, the positions they hold, or the impact they appear to make on the world around them. Yet Scripture consistently presents a different understanding of what it means to be truly great. From a biblical perspective, greatness is not measured by outward success, but by the condition of the heart. It is revealed through obedience, humility, faith, and a willingness to be shaped by God's will rather than personal ambition. In this presentation, you will understand the biblical definition of true greatness, examine the character of Joseph, Moses, and Daniel, and apply principles of character development. In the book Education, Ellen G. White challenges the world's definition of greatness. Society often measures greatness by influence, recognition, power, or success, yet Scripture presents a very different standard. True greatness, she explains, is not found in position, power, or popularity, but in character shaped by God. In pages 33 to 51, she highlights the lives of men whose greatness was formed through discipline, faith, and obedience rather than ease or privilege. These men were not made great by circumstance, but by the choices they made when tested. Their stories remind us that God's measure of success focuses not on outward achievement, but on inward transformation. Today we will explore three great men, Joseph, Moses, and Daniel, and examine the character traits that made them truly great in God's sight. Joseph's life provides a powerful example of how God develops leaders through hardship rather than comfort. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, and later imprisoned unjustly, Joseph faced circumstances that could have destroyed his faith or hardened his heart. Yet throughout every stage of his life, Joseph remained faithful to God. Whether serving as a household servant, enduring confinement in prison, or standing before Pharaoh as a ruler, his integrity remained consistent. Joseph's obedience was not dependent on recognition or reward. Instead, he trusted that God was working even when circumstances seemed unjust. His ability to remain faithful in small responsibilities prepared him for greater ones, demonstrating that true leadership is built long before authority is given. Joseph's life teaches that greatness is revealed when character remains unshaken under pressure, and faithfulness is maintained regardless of circumstance. Moses was raised in the royal courts of Egypt and received the highest education available in his time. From a human perspective, he appeared fully prepared for leadership. However, God saw that intellectual achievement and natural ability alone were insufficient to lead his people. Moses required a different kind of training, one that could only be learned in solitude and dependence on God. Through 40 years in the wilderness, Moses learned humility, patience, and self-control. In place of confidence in his own strength, he developed trust in God's guidance. As Moses grew in meekness, he became teachable and obedient, recognizing his limitations and relying on divine direction. His life demonstrates that God values humility and submission far more than brilliance or status, and that effective leadership flows from a heart shaped by obedience. Daniel's greatness was revealed through steadfast faith in an environment hostile to his beliefs. Taken captive into Babylon at a young age, Daniel was surrounded by pressure to conform to a culture that did not honor God. Despite these challenges, Daniel purposed in his heart to remain faithful. His loyalty to God was evident not only in moments of crisis, but also in his daily habits of prayer and devotion. Even when obedience placed his life at risk, Daniel chose faithfulness over safety. At the same time, he demonstrated excellence in his responsibilities, proving that commitment to God does not hinder success but strengthens it. Daniel's life teaches that true greatness is found in consistent faithfulness, especially when spiritual convictions are tested in difficult and hostile environments.
In conclusion, the lives of Joseph, Moses, and Daniel illustrate the true meaning of greatness as presented in education, reminding us that true greatness is measured by character, not by position or recognition. Joseph teaches us the importance of integrity and faithfulness. Moses teaches us humility and spiritual consistency. And Daniel teaches us unwavering faith. As Ellen G. White reminds us in the book Education, the purpose of education is not merely preparation for this life, but preparation for eternity and service to God and humanity. When character is shaped by obedience, discipline, and dependence on God, lives are transformed to reflect His greatness. As students and future leaders, we are encouraged to develop these same traits of character, allowing God to shape our lives for a higher purpose.
A coat of many colors, a dream foretold, cast into darkness, bought and sold. But in the shadows a light would grow, a seed of promise God would sow. From rivers reeds a prince's call, to break the chains and watch walls fall. Through desert sands a path He made, a fire by night, a cloudy shade. In the lion's den, no fear I'll find, your faith unshaken, peace of mind. A story written through the ages told, a love that's stronger than silver or gold.